That Don't Sound Right is a podcast about talking the way we did before the internet, when you could not prove anyone right or wrong.
All the expertise was contained in the people involved with the conversation. I'm Peter.
I'm Cecil, and I hope you enjoy our conversations. And as you listen, if you find yourself silently saying, "That don't sound right," send us a comment. You're one of us. Hey, this is Cecil, and just wanted to welcome you to tonight's episode. This is the recording of our live episode that we did this past week from West Salem Public House. And we had a great time. If you weren't able to join us, we hope you can come to our next live broadcast. But this is our 52nd episode. I just want to thank you all for listening, being with us over this past year. And we look forward to the next 52 episodes. But thank you so much for listening. All right, we are live, Peter, believe it or not. This is our first live podcast of That Don't Sound Right. And we are doing it tonight from the Winston-Salem. We're doing it from the West Salem Public House in Winston-Salem, Camel City. We're not in the Camel City studios, but we are here.
So why are we doing this live?
I don't know. Why are we doing this live?
Well, I'm literally asking, why are we doing this live?
Because we wanted. There is a reason we're doing it live. We are celebrating 1 year of podcast.
1 year, can you believe it?
Yeah, 52 podcasts.
So, on the website, we posted up one of the first podcasts, so you can see why we're doing this podcast and how it all started. But yeah, this is number 52. It's been a full year. Right. And how many episode downloads are we up to?
So we passed 4,000 downloads this week.
Weren't we just at 3,000?
We're just at 3,000. Yeah. So thank y'all.
So what's going on?
We're starting to pick up maybe a little bit.
Now I noticed that the episode with Ella and Emily, the Slay Queen episode, had a lot of
Ella and Emily number one.
Yes, and then it had a lot of hits, a lot of downloads,
right? More
than usual. And I think I have a theory for why that is.
Why's that?
Because we had the word queen in it.
Oh.
And with the queen's passing, I think there's a lot of search engines going off looking for anything dealing with the queen.
The queen.
And guess what had queen in it? Our episode.
It was opportune.
We'll see.
Timing for our podcast.
We'll see. Yep. Now, Aaron Judge has been searched on a lot this week. So the name of our episode is going to be Don't Judge Us. Right? So we'll see if that helps. Or maybe just the live episode is going to help.
All right, so we're going to need to thank Chloe and Cody.
Yeah, that's the managers here at the West Salem Public House.
Yep. And also Tommy tonight, who's the bartender.
Yep, he's taking care of our drinks.
Yeah, so this is great. You want to describe where we're at?
Yeah, we're actually in the kind of the beer garden area in the back. We're surrounded by lights and trees and some people wondering, what exactly are we doing? We have family members. We've got friends, including listener number one. Scott, what do you say?
Hey, good evening. It's great to be here.
Yeah.
We're sitting at a picnic table, huddled around our phone, which is the recording. Not only is recording, but it's broadcasting across the interweb.
And so for everybody who is not able to make it here tonight, we will post this for our regular Saturday night episode. We also have Camille.
Hey, Camille.
Hey. Hi.
You got anything else to say?
It's great to be here.
Yeah, and we have someone monitoring our podcast live, and she says that it's coming across pretty loud and clear, which is good to hear.
So we also want to send out, get well to Brent tonight, listener number 2.
Yes. Yeah.
So Brent's not feeling well.
He really wanted to be here.
He wanted to be here.
He's just not feeling well. Yeah. So if it's not COVID.
Yes.
Right?
Hope not. So,
and maybe that's another search term we need to put in our the title. It's COVID one time. Or just
I think that one's passed. I think you really missed the boat on that
maybe
one.
So.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
We have your daughter here tonight.
Yeah, my firstborn.
She has submitted letters to the podcast.
Yes,
and suggestions.
That's right.
We have a siren going by tonight. This is great.
Yeah, this is
ambient noise.
This is raw, people. I hope you're enjoying this.
I would just like to say that I think it's braver than you think it is to do this.
Really?
Yeah.
Why's that?
Because it's one thing to say things that are very likely false and misleading when you're behind the, hidden away where no one can find you, but you're here in public, literally at the public house. And there is a garden right over here.
Yes, garden.
There's potentially rotten fruit and vegetables.
Yeah.
And that could get thrown at you.
Oh.
And so I just don't think you really put it all together, that you say things that are inflammatory and false, and people can start throwing fruit.
People have access to us.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
We also have another co-host that was here.
Yes.
Sophie came all the way from Raleigh.
Sophie, welcome. Come on over here. Say hello.
Okay.
Say hello.
What do I have to talk into?
Oh, you're just talking to this general.
Just talking the general area.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, so high tech.
So you were one of the early hosts.
You could say that.
You're in the first 10 episodes.
This is true.
And then you did a fantastic follow-up episode for us about the doodle.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah, it was you. It was fantastic.
It was very fun. I will say that was a really
You and Allie, you went on a road trip and found.
Yeah.
We found the doodle bug.
Yeah.
Do you know the Doodle Bug was one of the most popular episodes?
I believe it and understand that. Yes.
Something that was interesting. We thought we were going to have to go off-roading to find this vehicle.
Sorry to disappoint you.
And it was right in the eyesight from the side of the road. We drove past it. We're like, oh, we think that was it.
I saw the video.
Yeah,
it was impressive.
It was right there on the side of the road. We thought we were going to have to do like some hiking off the grid.
I will say that the picture that you took and the video footage you took of that was kind of like Bigfoot footage to me.
I'm going to be honest, I was a little nervous.
It was a bit haunting.
It is haunting.
And I don't watch it often.
Well, I was a little nervous because the family that I think owns it, or at least owns the property, was outside.
Oh, really?
So I was a little bit concerned we were going to get in trouble for trespassing.
Were you on a public road? Or
We were on a public road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, public road.
All right.
But
okay.
you strayed off that public road on foot, correct?
Allie did.
Allie did.
Not to
She was on private
not to
property.
expose Allie on the podcast.
Ooh, we're getting some more people coming over.
So Emily is here. She's probably our most prolific contributor to the mailbag.
That's right. It fills up pretty quick.
Right. So you've given us ideas and feedback.
Maybe what we
Happy
want
to help.
Thanks.
I'm
Maybe
still
we
concerned.
Explain who Emily is.
All right. Emily's the daughter of listener number one. That's right. We should say that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a different Emily that has been on the podcast.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
That's
there's
right.
been another one.
Yeah. So Emily, you were really pitching for us to talk about the body part that was found by your dad at one time, and to tell that story. And again, like the doodle bug picture, very haunting for me. Not sure I could handle. That might be a good one to do when I'm not feeling well, right? Or I'm out of
Just have Scott come in.
because there's
sit
something
in.
about body parts being found and talked about that just gives me the
It
willies.
wasn't just one body part. It was
So it
multiple
seems
body
like
parts,
a lot
as I
of
recall.
things
That's
fall
correct.
into.
There's multiple parts.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll keep going.
Well, that might be an idea for a Halloween theme.
Oh, that's
All right, we'll plan that out for this Halloween.
All right, so we do have a topic tonight for the 52nd
Oh, do we?
episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because when we talked about recording this, we wondered, should we do a mailbag and kind of talk about different pieces of the podcast, different episodes? Should we have you guys or people talk about their favorite parts? We felt that would just be a really quick episode. So what we wanted to do is just talk. We just want to show you guys how we actually do it.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll change your mind about listening. But
Some of this is your first time listening, may have potential.
Do you think it'll spoil the magic if seeing behind the veil?
Great
of
question.
How things happen.
That's a great
The
question.
sausage gets smacked.
It just depends on.
Or maybe they're just showing us that celebrities, they're just regular
Yeah, we're
people.
just regular people. We just put our pants on one leg at a time, just like you do.
So if you're listening live or to the broadcast and you hear this tapping sound, it's Cecil putting his password into his phone so we don't lose connection.
I wonder if it's making a sound while I'm doing that.
Well, that's what I'm
I
warning
probably should
everybody
do
about.
that. Yeah. It's, you know what? I should have cut off the
The screensaver?
screensaver
You can do that
before I do
now.
that. Why don't you do that while we're talking? See if you can do it without cutting the podcast off. So the topic for tonight.
Yeah, go ahead and
All
tell me.
right. So it is it's about jury duty. You ever had jury duty?
Yeah.
You had jury duty?
Well, the crazy thing is, I've gotten close.
Right.
And I've gotten really close, but I've never had to sit on a jury.
All right. So I got called for jury duty. Did you get it cut off?
Yeah.
Oh, you're best. You're on the technical team now for the podcast. So I got called for jury duty.
All right.
And I was really excited about it because I wanted to be on a jury.
All right.
And so,
Wait. Why
the more you learn about me,
I know, the more I learn about you, because everybody you talk to hates the idea of jury duty. And I was so excited to be on a jury.
I was too.
Why?
I just wanted to be a part of the process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we are just one person.
What happens is,
Do you not watch like TV shows about being on juries? And
I do, and I
how
don't
long that could
understand.
be?
I don't understand why people want to get kicked off on it. I want to be in the.
You've
midst
never
of
been
it.
on a month-long jury, then? Have you?
I have not. I have not been on any jury, and that's what
Okay,
tonight's episode is.
Tell me the story.
So I get called for jury duty. I'm excited. I go to the courthouse, and they have Bibles distributed throughout the courtroom, in the jury room. Yeah. So they make you watch Charles Kuralt first, which was great. Charles Kuralt got me all pumped up. I like him. And then,
Wait, just as a news?
no, about how to be a juror
Yeah.
and why to be a juror. They have a Charles Kuralt, North Carolina native.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, so we watched the Charles Kuralt video, and then they said, find a Bible in the room, put your hand on it, hold your right hand up, and we're going to swear on the Bible that the juror's oath, I guess.
All by video, though.
No. This is live at this point.
Okay.
And so, and they said, if you don't want to swear on the Bible, you can affirm.
Okay.
So I asked to affirm.
All right.
And not swear on the Bible.
All right.
I was one of like two people out of this whole room. So this is already starting off with everybody looking at me like I'm a communist. But
you're never going to make it.
The reason I wouldn't swear on the Bible is because in the Bible, in Matthew 5:33, it says, you have heard that you should not, you should keep your oaths to God and not swear by heaven, because it is his throne, or by earth, because it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, because it is the city of the great king.
All right.
And don't swear by your head, because you can't make one hair white or black. And just let your yes be yes and your no be no.
All right.
So Matthew what? I'm
Matthew
fact-checking you.
No, you can't do that.
Matthew 5:33. It says not to swear. So
right.
That's why I don't swear on the Bible, because inside the Bible it says not to swear.
Okay. All right.
So everybody in the courtroom is already, I can't explain this to anybody.
Right.
So everybody's already looking at me like crosswise. Yeah, like, why is he not swearing on the Bible?
It's a long explanation.
Right, it's a long explanation. But as people are looking at me, the jury gets called, and I get called, my number gets called. So I'm now very excited.
So is there like an asterisk next to your name or next to your
I don't know.
number?
Yeah.
Juror number 22
already weeded out.
Affirmed.
You affirmed, yeah. So we get into the jury box. And I'm sitting there, and there's a retired fireman sitting next to me.
Okay.
And if you've been on a jury, you know that they can ask you questions.
Sure.
And then, so each the defense attorney can ask you questions, and then they have so many jurors they can dismiss.
Yeah. Right.
So I am, and another problem with me is I grin inappropriately and I smirk. And that's a whole nother episode about me smirking. But
can I get some confirmation?
This is very true.
Okay. All right.
So irritating.
But my dad has had this issue too, because he would smile when he was marching in boot camp, and it would get him in trouble.
Oh, I bet.
So this is genetic.
And I thought you were just happy.
I'm just happy all the time. Yeah, so I'm sitting in the jury box. I'm grinning from ear to ear, and so the defense attorney starts asking questions.
Why are you smiling?
Well, wait a minute. So they would ask, and so I think it was a drug case. So they would say like, "Do you trust drug results?" And they would look down the row of jurors, and they would get to me, and they would stop, and he would go, "Mr. Davis, do you have something to add?" And I was like, "No, I don't have anything to add." And they would ask another question, and they would just kind of look down the line of jurors, and they would get to me, and they would go, "Mr. Davis, is there something you would like to add to this?" I would say, "No."
Are they asking you for your affirmation?
Well, they're asked and so they did this on
just
and on until just me.
Okay.
Well, he was the one who
So they would
smiling.
just kind of pan down the row, and then they would get to me, and they would ask me every time, "Mr. Davis, do you have something you want to say?" And I would just say, no, I'm no.
Okay.
To the point that the fireman next to me says, who's on trial here? You or the guy down there? I was like, I don't know what's happening. And so I'm just, I'm all caught up in the process until finally the judge stops the proceedings and says, Mr. Davis, do you find something funny about the proceedings in my courtroom?
There it is.
And he's upset. And I look at him, I said, no, sir, I'm just really happy to be here. And at that point, he starts laughing. But, I'm thinking I'm getting ready to be held in contempt of court. And thrown into jail.
That's right.
And then I've got to tell the other people in the jail, like, why are you in for? I'm like, well, I was just smiling. So, I was just having jury duty. So the next time the defense attorney could kick somebody off, they kicked Smiling Jack, me, and the fireman. Both of us get kicked off. I got kicked off the jury because I was happy.
Well,
were you happy, or is that just your resting face?
Well, I was. It is my resting face, but I was also very happy to be there.
So you're kind of the guy. You're just taking it all in.
Yeah.
You're looking around and you're just feeling good about the whole process.
Yes.
That you're here.
Yeah.
That you're loving it.
Right.
And everyone's looking at you and thinking you're a nut job.
Right.
That's amazing.
And I was very sad that I got kicked off the jury.
So I also affirmed. Me and a couple of Muslims. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why'd you affirm?
Same reason.
Same reason.
Yeah.
Scott.
I know.
I know. The more we
parallel
learn.
lives.
So, any experience on the jury for you?
I've been called numerous times. I've had to swear or affirm, and I originally affirmed, and then later was led to believe it was okay to swear. So I think I changed, but I got called. I was on one jury.
Yeah.
Had a ball. It lasted 2.5 days.
You got to stay on the jury?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And Cecil is not smiling now, just to let everyone know.
It was a civil case, and there was a guy who was being sued was a home inspector.
Okay.
And it was quickly unanimously agreed that this guy had not done anything wrong.
Oh.
And I was so impressed with him, I've hired him twice to inspect the office. Yeah. And I've referred him many times. Now, I think he's since retired, but
that don't sound right.
So there's that. So, it was a good experience.
That's pretty good.
Well, the don't sound right part of my story is the fact that I almost got tossed into the pen for being in contempt of court.
I think we'd all agree there's lots of things that don't sound right about your story.
And the irony of it is, you could not find a better juror than you.
Absolutely.
That's true.
You would be fair.
I was excited to be there. I don't know why they don't want people that are excited to be there.
That's right.
It seems like they would want. You were saying you want to call in. Is that you?
That's Camille.
Oh, Camille's calling in?
She was checking in the connection to make sure it was still broadcasting.
She looked like she was trying to call into the show.
There is a way to call in.
I thought there is a feature.
Oh, is there? Yeah, there is. That's for next time.
Long time listener, first time caller.
So, is there anything else to squeeze out of the jury story, or is that?
I think we have reached the end to this fantastic story.
And possibly our first episode of That Don't Sound Right Live. You got to call in, Camille.
Yeah.
Did you? I didn't.
Hear
I
me?
didn't get to hit the pickup button quick enough.
Oh, so.
Maybe next time we'll try the call-in feature.
Call us back in a year. We'll be back.
There could be a popular demand for just weekly live shows.
Yeah, we thought about wondering if West Salem Public House would have us be the house podcast.
What does that mean, Cecil?
It's like having a house band.
Yeah.
You just have a house podcast, and we would come here like once a week or once a month and just do the podcast from here.
Well, we could do that. Again, we have to ask the question why. Why are we doing it live? But that's fine.
Well, if we had callers call in, like one of our listeners.
We went to a live podcast.
Yes.
You and I did. Yeah. We went to see Dinner Party Download. Yeah, we sure did.
This is my first live podcast ever.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me three.
Well, ours wasn't a podcast. It was.
They recorded
it was a
one while we were
podcast.
there.
Yeah, it was a podcast. So Dinner Party Download was just a radio show.
An NPR show.
Yeah, and they would do a dinner party. So they would do a joke, a topic, a recipe, And we got to go when they were here in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you considered adding those elements to your podcast?
Any of those elements?
Yeah, any of them.
And after my joke at church on Sunday, I don't know that.
I was out of town. I didn't hear it.
So I just said that when I tried to print something at home, my printer started playing music, but I think it was just the paper jamming.
You've done some pretty bad jokes recently. Like the one you said today about our dog.
All right, we're getting ready to wrap up today. Emily, do you have anything that you want to finish off with?
I'm happy to be here.
We're happy, just like on jury duty. Why are you smiling so much? Anybody else?
No.
So our wives came tonight.
Yes.
So
Our lovely wives
so yeah,
supporting
Bunny's
us
their first
through all
time
this
hearing
stuff.
a whole podcast, start to finish.
Oh no, Bunny is
Listen to everything.
You're an avid listener.
she's an avid lister. She really
wow.
is. She listens to every
Nice.
one of them.
See,
She
this is
does.
mine.
She provides feedback, and she gives me a lot of ideas for how to like the whole hook.
Oh yeah,
came
that
from
actually
Bunny.
is Bunny's idea.
That's
The
Bunny's
reason we
idea.
have a hook is is you.
That's right. So
So now you added to my editing job. Each week I have to listen to the whole podcast, come up with something that sounds hookish.
You have to listen to the whole
I have to listen to the whole podcast. You know,
I knew there was somebody doing it.
the further we get into
does
this,
that count as one of our listeners?
I think it does. I think it does. The further we get into this, the more we edit
Right.
compared to when we first started.
Oh really?
Yeah.
There's no editing.
Have you been doing a lot of editing?
Oh yeah, I've started doing more editing.
Okay.
Because I have to go in and get the hook.
Yeah.
And then get it in the right spot. And then last week you saw where I messed up on editing.
Right.
I had the 20 seconds of dead space.
Yeah. So just to our listeners, we're still live.
Yeah, we said we were going to be done, but.
That's right.
Oh yeah. No, we're 100% still live. So we're going to do the sign up on the show. So thank you, West Salem Public House.
Yes.
Once again.
Thanks again.
Keep talking and stay
no, I was going to tell you.
curious.
One of our listeners in the mountain wanted to be here tonight, but it's it'd be a 6-hour drive from where she was
right.
at. But if we had callers that could call in, we could have people call. She could have called in.
That's true. In fact,
Pat could call in from Uganda.
right. And I just want to let you know, Brad. So he talking about the tire rubber alongside the road.
Right.
He has some Wizard of Oz auditions going on.
Oh, so he can't be here
couldn't
tonight.
be here tonight.
Right.
So I mean, just life goes on without us.
Oh, you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to do words of wisdom.
I think we've had a lot of words of wisdom tonight.
Does anybody have any parting words of wisdom?
Parting, not
There's no
parting.
parting words of wisdom.
No, it's
So,
all right.
all right, y'all have got to do the sign off for us.
Can y'all
You
do the
ready?
sign off? This side will do the.
This side will do keep talking.
This side will
Y'all
do.
stay curious.
All right,
You ready?
yeah.
Keep
Keep talking.
And stay curious.